Welcome to the Family First Retirement Podcast with George Politarhos. For more information, visit betrayawealth.com. Now, let's get to the show.
George, I saw a great article on your homepage, the $1 million retirement myth.
There's been conversations out there by the talking heads that you can't retire unless you have $1 million in saved assets, $5 million in saved assets, $10 million. It's just a myth, truly, because we always say we're different people. Everyone has a different lifestyle, everyone has different needs, wants. It doesn't fit one size, does not fit all.
Right.
When you work with us, we're going to see what the right number is. And Mark, I think what makes Portray Wealth different and the way my team works with our family members here is that I do not sugarcoat things with you. I don't believe in that. You may not like what I say to you folks, and that's okay. But at least you're going to know what I'm thinking and where we're going. If things are not good, I'm not going to say, it's okay. We can do this. It doesn't work that way. Or if things are great, I'm going to tell you, you've done great. You're on the right course. That's where we want you to be. We can maybe do X, Y, and Z, but if not, you're right where you need to be. And that's what this is about. Take away the guesswork. Take away the DIY. Take away the gray about your retirement and let us make it black and white. Good, bad, or indifferent, we're going to show you where you're at, where you're going, and make sure you get to do what you want to, when you want to, and how you want to. Call me at 302-330-2166, and let's schedule that no-cost, no-obligation meeting. Let's have that conversation. As my mom Betty would say, let's sit down, have a good cup of coffee, and talk and see where we can go.
You talk about having conversations that can be uncomfortable. I had to have that conversation with my mom recently. She got caught up in a scam.
Oh, Lord.
And it was tough because looking back now, we can kind of laugh about it, but it was tough for a couple of reasons. Number one, basically what had happened, she got the blue screen of death on her computer with a number that said, hey, call this number to get it unlocked. My mom thinks she's calling Microsoft or Apple or whatever her computer is. Well, and the reality is, scammers, oh yeah, we'll get you unlocked. And she said they were just as nice as can be. No problem. We totally understand. This happens a lot. You may have clicked on something. All right, well, listen, here's what we're going to do. Unfortunately, it's going to cost you, but we'll be able to take care of this. They had her drive to Target and get two $250 Target gift cards. And they wanted her to give them the numbers of the gift cards for her to unlock the computer. She was sitting in the parking lot and she thought to herself, something doesn't feel right. And she called me and called my older brother. And we were like, Mom, stop. Do not give them those gift card numbers. They are scamming you out of $500 right now. She took it to a computer shop. They took care of it. But the reality was how easily she just went along with it, George. And she was like, yeah, no problem, whatever you need. And then the other conversation, this conversation for later as well. For me, personally, for my older brothers, we're like, all right, it's happening with Mom. Like, that's a conversation to have with our mom. But scams, let's focus on that for a second here. They're getting better and better, and they're finding more and more ways of taking our money, George.
They really are. And they're so unique in their approach.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's really something important. A couple things you have to remember, folks, about these scammers. If first off, they work this hard for legitimate jobs, they'd be billionaires.
Yep.
How hard they work.
True.
But if it's the government, they're never going to text you. We all know about those scams. You have unpaid parking tickets, get a text, send us this money.
Yeah.
We know that's wrong. The government's never going to come to your house. They're never going to call you and say you owe us money. They're not going to have that. You're going to get a letter from the IRS, say you owe us money, and we're coming to see you. You come see us. You will get that. They're not going to call you on the phone from the IRS.
Yeah.
They're not going to call you and say, pay me with a gift card for something. And I heard a good analogy, Mark. Think about this in a little, maybe a dark conversation. These pedophiles out there, these animals that prey on children. What do they tell children? Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
You can't discuss with anybody. You've heard, right? You heard the nightmare stories. When these scammers call and say, don't talk to anybody, just give us our money for this. What is that telling you?
Yep.
One of the things that when we work with our family members here at Portray Wealth Group, and they call and want to have a distribution out of their accounts for whatever purpose, we have a threshold that we question you. We're not going to, obviously can't take anything over the email or a phone message. I'm not going to call you back at a different phone number. It's a number on file, right? But we're going to walk through and ask what this money's for, because our job is to protect you and your family. We're going to check this out. and make sure it's true. Make sure what you're doing is the right thing for your family and for you. We're 55 years old. You get scared at times.
Yeah.
Let alone 70 or 80.
Mm-hmm.
Our job is to protect you and walk through this. And it's really funny. I have Alex and Jared, who my boys, I adore my sons. And I sit there and say, Mark and you and I had this conversation last week about Jared, about how great of a young man he is. But he's sometimes a pain. I'm a pain.
Yeah.
But he's my pain.
Yep.
Alex is my pain.
Yep.
And they do things. I'm like, oh my God, they're just such stupid kids. They can't be mine. But when they work with you, you're like, oh my God, they're fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And just voicing that off you, bouncing that off you, and having you come back. Sometimes when you call in the office and we're talking this through, you then realize, really, by giving that guy a gift card, he's going to unlock my computer, but he won't take a credit card? Or that's what makes this really important. And you need to be aware of your surroundings with the scammers on there. And if it sounds wrong, usually is.
Something. I mean, the red flags, something doesn't feel right in the gut.
You got to go and work through it and help us let you be in the right place.
So, George, and you've said this before, I don't mean to speak for you, but we've had conversations about scams in the past here on Family First Retirement. Mm-hmm. And you've made the comment that some of the clients, some of the families you serve, their kids are grown and maybe they're out of state or maybe they're out of the country. They've got their own life. Maybe somebody is widowed. And if you're in that situation, George, you've said that you've had people call you. They were like, George, I feel like I'm getting scammed, but I had nobody else to call. Can you talk me through this? Which is perfectly acceptable.
That's family. That's what you do with each other. Mm-hmm. And even if you're not part of my family, my Betray Wealth family, I'll be happy to help you understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it's so important. You've worked 90,000 hours, right? 40 years of work, about 90,000 hours. Really hard to accumulate your wealth. You did a great job. Now the job is to make sure that wealth goes into the next 90,000 hours of retirement. Leslie's in a position right now. Leslie's 61. She just retired. She's going to live another 35 years. Her mom and dad both passed away. My in-laws both at 95. My wife has a long life in front of her, and we got to make sure that money stretches out. Having that voice of reason to sit there and go through this, that's my job. That's the whole job of my company.
Yep.
Is to make sure that you're educated, informed, and enlightened on what's going on. Hey, I'll get on the phone with you, and we'll call XYZ, and we'll work on it together. But it's important not to panic.
Yeah.
They want that knee-jerk reaction.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we got to take care of this right now. It's
right
so
now.
important that we take care of this right now.
Guess what? If the deal's so good it won't be there tomorrow, it's not worth having.
Yeah.
When we talk with clients, they come in and we go through your financial retirement and look at things and we present things. I never tell them, sign now or it won't be there tomorrow. Because, wait a minute, if it's so great, it's like the window deal. I don't know if I told you about this or not, Mark. Mm-mm. When we first moved into our house, Jarrett was just born, so 27 years ago. The house was older than Leslie and I in Brandywood. And we went there and had single pane windows. And that winter we had was really cold. And the windows shook. I had plastic on every window possible. We were mortgage poor. I had a guy come out to give me prices to replace these 36 windows on our home. And he comes into the house and he does all the salesman things, Mark. He walks in. He says, oh, my God, what a beautiful house you have. Oh, my God, what beautiful children. I know my kids ain't beautiful. You don't got to lie. But he does all that. I had to call my boss and tell, all the salesman mentality. And he goes around, he measures every window, and he does all this, and he sits down, and he goes, well, here it is, folks. It's going to be $550 a window. Now, this is 1998. So pick up, what's it, $20,000.
Yeah.
But if you don't sign this deal right now, I can't promise you.
Yeah, you can.
Because Leslie and I don't do anything rash. We have to sit there and we talk about it. And I'll call you in 2 days. Let me just talk with Leslie. When he said that, her answer was, and God bless my wife, she's unbelievable. She said, thanks so much. Whatever his name is, there's a door. Because if it's such a great deal, it'll be there tomorrow. Yep. But if we had just said, oh my God, we can't pass, what would we have lost? If you're worried about these scammers, if you've had this situation happen or is in the process, give me a call, 302-330-2166, or go to Petrea Wealth, P-A-T-R-I-A, wealth.com. And let's talk about it. Let's see how we can help you make sure you're making the right choices.
And I guess part two of this conversation, Georgia mentioned that we had to sit down and have the talk with my mom. Like, all right, Mom, if this happens again, don't call us, call your boys.
Right.
Let us walk you through it, even if it's all in the up and up, because I don't want some POS coming in here, some smooth-talking guy and taking all of your retirement money. But do you recommend bringing in, or do you find that a lot of families you serve, they bring in their parents, or maybe the kids want you to sit down and have talk with parents about, all right, look, things are starting to slow down. It's a reality of life. Things are starting to slow down a little bit. How can we make sure that you're not taking advantage of?
Absolutely. We do it every day. And it goes back to that Alex and Jared. I could tell Alex and Jared that, this is 1 + 1 is 2.
Right.
Mr. Mark told me it's 3, so it must be true.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that third party, that outside influence, sitting down and going through that means more than my son or my daughter-in-law telling me something.
Agreed.
And we have it all the time. And I want the families to be involved. And we do know our clients and family members. I know their children. I know their grandchildren. I know their parents, because it's about making sure we're all on the same page. Now, ultimately, the decision-making and the final decision is the clients and the family members. But I want your mom and dad to introduce me to their sons and daughters, because they can't make any trades. The daughter can't call and say, my dad wants me to do this. All due respect, I'll speak to your dad about this.
Yeah.
But I want them involved so they know where we're going. I ask them to bring their children in so we can do reviews, and their children know what the facts are. It goes to that legacy planning, Mark. So many times people think when we're talking about legacy planning, we're talking about the money going to the children, grandchildren, church, synagogue, charities. I kind of look at that a little bit differently. So I think the legacy planning goes to the spouses. And I'll use Leslie and I. You come in, and there's always in a team, there's always, I'm going to call for a football analogy for me, a quarterback. The quarterback, if you watch these great teams, watch Jalen Hurts, watch Tom Brady, they know what every position's doing on every play, where the ball's going every second, right? So you have a couple, Leslie and I, and you say, what accounts do you have? Well, let's say George handles that. What's the passwords? George handles that. What is XYZ? George handles that. What is vacation plans or family events? Leslie handles that. We all have our jobs.
Yep.
And one of them is the CEO of the family business. And the family business is the Politarhos family, the Owens family. And then the quarterback goes down. And now in our case, Leslie, and I was an offensive lineman in college, so I can say this, she's the dumb lineman. Okay, the dumb tackle. He just goes, okay, coach, who am I going to block? Okay, I'm going to block John. And all of a sudden, she is now promoted to a quarterback, which she's never done. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know what X, Y, and Z are supposed to do. And she's now the CEO of the Politarhos family. So when we do our legacy planning, when you come in and we have those conversations, I want both of you to be the starting quarterback. Maybe one's more actively handling this. That's the starter. But the backup quarterback knows every play too. And that's really what, and then from there, we do the legacy further, going to Alex and Jared and Archer and Anna and St. George and all those type of events that we're going to plan for.
Right.
But it's really important to have that understanding. Even though my quarterback knows where the retirement is, what we're spending, what the budget is, the second string quarterback or the dumb tackle needs to understand the way we're going to. When you call us at 302-330-2166, we're going to go over that with you. We're going to put the plan in place, and they're going to know, my teammates are going to know the plan. If you save $250,000 plus, call us. Let's make that appointment to come in and start that process. Either go to Patria Wealth, Patria Wealth.com, or call us at 302-330-2166, and let us help you get that started.
Insurance and annuities offered through George A. Politarhos, Delaware Insurance License Number 1373121. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties.